Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now it's 6 a.m. on WKYT. A water main break is creating huge problems for some Lexington homeowners and some traffic trouble, too. We'll have a look at the damage. It's coming up this morning in a live report.
Police are searching for the hit-and-run driver who crashed into a man last night in Lexington.
And it's a huge boost for the Kentucky economy, it turns out. Details on expansion now planned at Kentucky Kingdom. Well, of those stories and more and breaking news as it happens, it's coming up on WKYT This Morning. Hey, top of the morning to you. Welcome in. It's your Friday. We're rolling toward the weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, wrapping up this full week of the fall season, the first one, in style.
And it's been beautiful, hasn't it? And you know what? We get to keep it a few more days, it looks like. I don't know how we're living right. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris right now. Good morning.
Yeah, we've done something right? I mean, it's been beautiful. The next couple of days look to be the same way. And check this out. Outside, you won't even need a coat this morning. It's not very cool. It's actually on the mild side. 55 there in Richmond and Madison County. We got Frankfort at 56 degrees and Northern Kentucky sitting there in the lower 60s. Today's forecast right around 80, pretty much where we sat yesterday, as most of us did hit the lower 80s. It'll be warm, it'll be sunny, and then we're going to go in toward the weekend. And look, most of the weekend looks great. A lot of festivals going on, a lot of events happening. And the last weekend of September, you'll have a small change to it. And I'll talk about when that falls and if that's going to affect your plans there for the festivals coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. And first on WKYT News, from flooded homes to blocked streets, a couple of water main breaks in Lexington are causing a lot of problems this morning.
This all started at about midnight on Rosemont Garden, also the other area, Nicholasville Road. One homeowner says she woke up to find several feet of water inside the basement. WKYT's Mark Barber is live on Nicholasville Road, one of those water main break locations, with some details.
Good morning, Rebecca. Crews say that work is still needed to be done to repair that broken water main. However, at the moment, they say that they have stopped water from spilling onto Nicholasville Road. Now, at the moment, what crews say they are doing is they are trying to map out the system beneath the roadway here, and they're searching for another valve. Now, about an hour ago, crews finished work on a second water main break not far from here on Rosemont Gardens. We're told that break was the more serious of the two and spent water spilling into homes. Kentucky American Water tells us the water main breaks both happened around 10:20 last night. They believe vibrations from trains passing nearby may have caused the breaks. Crews tell us so far hospitals, schools, and homes near the Nicholasville Road water main break have not reported any issues. But it is quite a different story on Rosemont Gardens, where people in flooded houses say they don't know what to do, but they are looking for alternative places to stay. Now, we spoke with one family who tells us around midnight their basement flooded with 5 to 6 feet of water. They say they tried to pump the water out, but it was just too late.
So we have a sub pump in the basement. So I went to go check it. I thought it wasn't running right. And when I opened the basement door, the water was already up.
Now, right now, one outbound lane of Nicholasville Road, the very right lane, is closed to traffic. It is closed to traffic between Penbroken Park and Wabash Drive. Now, crews tell me even though they have stopped the water main breaks at this point, it's not going to be until the sun comes up until they're able to assess what other work needs to be done. Now, here's something to keep in mind. They say even though they're going to need to eventually tear up the road here to figure out what caused the break, they say that may not happen today. So although this one lane is closed to traffic today, we could see some road work out here later this week as well. Of course, we'll let you know when that work will take place as soon as we find that out. Live here in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
A little bit of a mess out there. Thanks so much, Mark. Well, 2 people are dead after a boating accident on the Ohio River. It happened last night near Cincinnati's Public Landing. Cincinnati police say a barge hit a small boat. So far, 2 bodies have been recovered. Rescue boats have been searching the water throughout the night, looking to see if there are more victims.
Lexington police are searching for the driver who hit a man with his car. New this morning, police say the 2 men were arguing on Highland Drive just before the crash happened. We're told one of the men then intentionally ran a car into the other. That victim has been rushed to UK Hospital, where it's believed he'll recover. Police are still looking for the suspect, who they say was driving a tan or gold Nissan Altima.
A suspect shot by a clerk during a robbery has died. The Fayette County coroner says 20-year-old Devon Marshall died yesterday at UK Hospital Winchester police say the owner of the 96 truck stop fired at Marshall and Curtis Wilkerson when they tried to rob his store earlier this week. Wilkinson is in jail, charged with robbery. Police say the pair also robbed a taxi driver this week.
It's now 6:05 on WKYT this morning. A former water district and sewer manager has pleaded guilty to theft. Reva Campbell admitted that she misused an agency credit card while working for the Knott County Water and Sewer District. Investigators found she racked up $85,000 in questionable charges. She'll have to pay restitution and spend 5 years on probation. Her formal sentencing is October 21st. Lincoln County preschoolers are closer to finally having a space where they can attend class. A fire at the Board of Education building last month destroyed the district's preschool classrooms. The district is hoping to have modular units in place by October 1st and then start some classes on October 20th. Until then, they're holding classes pretty much any way they can.
Our staff has started actually bringing our children into our local library, doing some activities with them just to make that connections with those children.
The modular classrooms will be set up behind the board office on the old Stanford High School football field. Well, Kentucky Kingdom, it turns out, really came back with a bang. This year was such a success, the park is now investing tens of millions of dollars for next year.
Yeah, the investment will create several new rides and lead to an extended season. WKYT's Sean Moody is at the live desk with the thrill-seeking details.
Morning, Sean.
Good morning, Bill. After the park sat empty for years, Kentucky Kingdom officials say nearly 600,000 people visited this year. They say they're adding rides, hoping to get even more people through the turnstiles next year. Kentucky Kingdom officials plan to invest $30 million to bring 5 new attractions to the park for the 2015 season. Those will include a new river ride, a new roller coaster, and a new pendulum-style ride. Park officials also plan to have longer hours next year, and they'll plan to stay open a couple of weeks longer. Season passes go on sale November 1st for $59.95. That's not much more than the general admission daily tickets. Regular price for those this season was $44.95.
We know what it takes to build a theme park that the community and the region will embrace, and it takes money. And when you spend, they will come.
They're selling general admission tickets for $29.95 for the rest of the fall season. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, sounds like things are booming there at Kentucky Kingdom.
Yeah, thrilling. The Louisville Zoo's new baby pygmy hippo is making its public debut today, and the zoo wants help finding a name for him.
That's right. The zoo will give the hippo an acclimation period, as it does all newborn animals, starting with some brief daily viewings. The baby, who was born in late August, will be shown in the upper part of Hippo Falls there in Gorilla Forest. Anyone interested in submitting a name to be considered for the baby can do that starting on Monday. So quite the cute critter there.
Very
Come
cute.
up with a name. All right, our time this morning is 6:08.
Checking now to see how traffic is moving on the roads.
And let's go to Officer Don, check on live drive traffic. Not far down the road from you there is that situation, Don, on Nicholasville now with the water main break.
Yeah, we're dealing with that, as Mark's been reporting this morning on Nicholasville Road. For now, of course, with traffic flow being so light, getting past those areas okay, but we'll see what happens as we get on into rush hour. Other side of town at New Circle and North Broadway right now, there is a stalled car. It's blocking the right lane inbound North Broadway approaching the circle. It shouldn't be a major issue, just to make you aware of that. As we get a look outside, we'll show you what to expect this morning, starting with that water main break at Nicholasville and Shady Lane with, as you can see, at least one lane shut down there, and how that's going to impact us as we get into rush hour. On our Waze map, overall view of the interstate, we're okay on 75 and 64. The exit ramps look good. If you're coming in from Scott County on 75, no trouble. Same deal across the Clays Ferry Bridge this morning. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, Don, thank you very much. And Officer Don and Deanna are on the radio 98.1 The Bull with all the latest. They'll have some fun running up to the start of the Garth Brooks ticket sale.
Starting at 10 this morning.
That's right. WKYT this morning on the air with all the latest. It's good to have you with us. We're just getting started. A lot more to tell you about.
What started out as a joke ended up being a huge fundraising success. How a humble potato salad maker plans to repay the community. That's coming up.
We're looking outside into mild conditions. Boy, things look really good, and they feel good too. Going in toward the next couple of days, looks fine. It's warmer, but then we have some rain for parts of your weekend. And I'll show you that forecast for all your festivals and events coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
Really liking the look outside and the feel. I mean, there is a little fog here and there. It's not much, but there is something you're going to have to deal with. So low beams and takeoff. Live sky camera, there's your shot. It looks good. Current temperatures are feeling really nice. 54 Mount Sterling, 55 in Richmond. And you can see Danville. Big time going on. Oktoberfest kicking off. And you guys will look really nice, not just for today, but for the weekend, for the most part. As well. So things look great there. The World Chicken Festival, all is well. Good kickoff yesterday, and I think we'll do just fine there in London. 80 degrees in Lexington, 81 in Lancaster, Richmond coming out at 81 degrees. In Georgetown, my friends there in Scott County, we're doing all right there around 80 degrees. Go down south, Russell Springs, kind of the warm spot, 83. Somerset hanging tight. You got the Summer Nights cruise going on later on this weekend. So, yeah, things look good for you guys, too. And typically you guys have that event. I believe it's at least every month. But, yeah, good event going on there in Somerset. Check that out. That'll be a fun one to check out. Sorghum Festival up north. There you are in West Liberty in Morgan County. That'll be fun. Pig Out in Maysville, sitting there at 79 degrees for the kickoff today. It's called the Pig Out. How can you not love a festival like that? Take me up there. I'll pig out. UK football forecast going in toward the weekend. 74 there at kickoff. 81. It'll be pretty warm. And so long sleeves, nah, don't even worry about it. Throw on some short sleeves and also some shorts and you'll be just fine. Some warmer days ahead. That's today and tomorrow. And look, you're going to be dry for much of the weekend. But we will start to see some rain move on in as we take off toward that late Sunday time frame. All right, so your 7-day forecast, it shapes up like this. Burgoo Festival in Lawrenceburg, you look good tomorrow there at 81 degrees. And on Sunday, you can see 79. So most of the weekend looks pretty good with the big Jazz Fest going on there at Fort Herod. That's in Harrodsburg. That's going to be on Saturday. That'll be a good one right there in Mercer County. Have you noticed I've talked about 8 events just in this one newscast?
Yeah, definitely.
Not one newscast, but forecast. And there's still a lot more to talk about.
There's just a lot going on right now.
A lot going on.
People taking advantage of that nice weather.
Absolutely. And look, it's not just around here either. I mean, you have a couple over in the east, couple over in the west, northbound, southbound, they're everywhere. So all looks pretty good as we go throughout the weekend. Remember, Sunday, though, it's not a washout, but I think the best chance of rain on Sunday during any daylight hours should be in the southern zones. Most of it comes during the evening.
You know what I said earlier, just fill up a tank of gas and go.
Take off, man.
Just go festival to festival, right?
That's right. I like it.
Get some souvenirs. All right, thank you very much, Mike. At the time this morning coming up on 6:16, and Zach Brown of Columbus, Ohio, says he was just joking around when he went to a crowdfunding website and said that he was raising $10 to fund the first attempt at making potato salad.
And he ended up raising a lot more. $55,000. So he is throwing a party. The huge gathering called Potato Stock 2014 is tomorrow in downtown Columbus. There will be bands, food trucks, potato sack races, and of course, tons of potato salad.
Right.
The Idaho Potato Commission and corporate sponsors have donated supplies and volunteers to whip up 300 pounds of potato salad. I don't need any convincing to eat potato salad or potatoes because I love them.
That's right. Well, that's pretty cool. You know, this just sort of came out of nowhere. I mean, most of the time you plan a festival, you know,
it seems everybody at this stage is jumping on that bandwagon of the crowdfunding, but that one definitely takes the cake in terms of bang for the buck.
Or takes the potato.
Yeah, exactly.
Columbus. All right, rolling towards 6:17. Hey, it's good to have you along. It's Friday morning, and the weekend is on the way with all those possibilities and things going on. A frightening trend is apparently good news for retailers.
How a rush for candy is creating a lot of cash coming up.
Good morning. No collisions, but we have that water main break that we're dealing with. It's on Nicholasville at Shady Lane. The far right lane is blocked at the moment in that area as crews try to get that under control. For now, traffic's pretty light in that area. Let's get a look outside and we'll show you what else to expect as you head out the door this morning on this beautiful Friday for work or school. There's Nicholasville and Shady. We're okay there for now. As far as Harrodsburg Road through the crossover goes, still light traffic in that area. Versailles Road looks great coming in from Woodford County, and we will keep you up to date. Now back to you.
Don, thank you very much. Obviously, we're going to keep a very close eye on Nicholasville Road in that situation this morning and see how traffic is impacted. Well, Chrysler is recalling nearly 350,000 cars and SUVs because of faulty ignition switches. The company says those switches may not return to the on position after starting, causing the engine to shut off. 5 models, all built before May of 2008, are affected. The automaker advises users to use the key alone in the ignition until the repairs are ready. Student loan debt is having a major impact on the housing market. Millions of millennials and Gen Xers are having issues buying their first homes. Home purchases among Americans ages 20 to 39 have dropped 8%. That's a nearly $83 billion loss for the real estate industry. The average debt for a college graduate under the age of 30 is $21,000. And here is a spooky stat for you. Halloween spending will be up this year. The National Retail Federation says the average person will spend $77 overall for Halloween this year. That's up by $2 from last year, and a record number of Halloween costumes are set to be flying off store shelves. Total spending on Halloween this year projected to reach $7.4 billion. Rebecca, is that part of that will be your costume, I guess?
Oh, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be. I don't know. We'll see. It could be a surprise. All right, WKYT This Morning is just getting started. Glad you're along with us. A couple of water main breaks causing some big problems around Lexington. We'll have a look at the traffic impact that could impact your morning commute and the cleanup needed in some homes. That's coming up at 6:30.
When we come back, we give you more UK football. We also check in on the Georgetown Tigers, but last night belonged to Derek Jeter. Sports is next.
Hey, good morning and welcome back. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. Frankfurt at 56, 55 there in Madison County. It's a mild feel out and about. You won't really feel a cool feeling outside. So it's not as cool. And by the afternoon, we're looking at warmer conditions and also a lot of sunshine out and about. Here's your pet pick this morning. And look, I know he looks a little bit scary right now, but let me just explain. Little Stevie is from Georgetown. Little Stevie is just waking up in this picture, okay? There wasn't a name on this from who it was from.
I just figured this out. He is roaring like the cats are going to roar tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. I'll take that one. They're going to beat Vandy. There's no doubt about it. And little Stevie's pretty excited about it. And the person who sent this in from Georgetown says little Stevie was just waking up, so he's yawning. He is not yelling at anybody, all right? That's a good picture right there. We appreciate it very much. Let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Kentucky has one more day to get ready for Vandy. The Cats return home tomorrow looking for their first SEC win since the final game of 2011. This season, Mark Stoops has changed his practices late in the week, going with a lighter workout on Thursday, then turning up the speed Friday, the day before the game. Stoops said other schools were doing this with good results, and so far he's happy with it.
It seemed to work so far. It really has. We'll see. Each week is a different test, but I've been pleased. I felt like we played fast, and that was the objective. I felt like we were fresh and played fast in each game. In particular, going down to the Swamp with a big SEC test and playing into 3 overtimes, I feel like it's given us what we want.
This weekend, we've got a top 25 NAIA matchup with Kentucky Christian and Georgetown. The Knights are 24th. The Tigers rank 6th. Georgetown has looked unstoppable in their first 2 weeks, putting complete performances on both sides of the football. Coach Bill Cronin says there's a reason.
This group seems to be bonding quite well. They seem to have a lot of interest in being successful. We'll just take it a day at a time, but I think I see a high ceiling here. I see where we can get a lot better than what we are right now, and I hope that'll come.
What a scene in New York last night. Derek Jeter in his final appearance at the plate in Yankee Stadium, and he comes through with an opposite field base hit, driving in the winning run. Talking about a storybook ending for the captain. He doubled early in the game, ending the night with 3 ribbies as the Yankees go on to beat the Orioles 6-5. The Yankees finish their season on the road at Boston. And if you're Derek Jeter, you just hang it up right there, drop the mic, and walk off the field. You can't get much better than that at home in the Bronx. That's a look at sports. Have a great day.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6:30 on WKYT News, a water main break is creating huge problems for some Lexington homeowners. Also, a traffic impact this morning. We'll take a look at the damage and the situation coming up in a live report.
One of 2 suspects caught trying to rob a Central Kentucky store has died days after being shot by the victim.
And polish up your brass buckle and pull out your cowboy hat. Those tickets for the Garth Brooks concert in Lexington go on sale later today. We'll have those stories and more. And breaking news as it happens. Coming up on WKYT This Morning. It's Friday. Good morning, everybody, and welcome in. So good to have you along here on September 26th, rolling toward the weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, really continuing a great weather trend this week.
What have we done to deserve this?
I don't know.
It really looks good. And it continues, as you said, right into the next several days. Meteorologist Micah Harris is on duty. Good morning. Lots of festivals and events going on.
So many. And that takes us off toward the weekend, which will still have pretty good weather there for the weekend, too. So all in all, I don't see many issues there for the festivals. Look at your Frankfurt cam this morning. Things look good outside. Maybe a hint of fog here and there. Just watch out for that. But for the most part, sitting there in the 50s and 60s and looking good. 62 now in London. Good kickoff yesterday for the World Chicken Festival. And look, it's going to continue to go throughout today and into the weekend with several other festivals, events, which I'll break down that forecast coming up in a few minutes. But for today, if your festival's kicking off or event, 80 degrees, mostly sunny, can't beat it. Or can you going into the weekend? I'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes.
Hey, we'll see you then. Here's the latest now from WKYT.
From flooded homes to blocked streets, a couple of water main breaks in Lexington causing quite a bit of problems this morning.
All this started about midnight on Rosemont Garden, and now there's been a second break, and that has part of Nicholasville Road blocked, and that's an issue as we head toward the morning rush. WKYT's Mark Barber is there live this morning with the developing details. Mark, good morning. Active scene there still.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Crews say they have fixed the water main break here on Nicholasville Road, but they say they don't know how they fixed it. So right now, they are tearing up the portion of the road that was around this leaking valve to try to repair the water main damage. Now, around 5 o'clock this morning, crews finished work on a second water main break not far from here on Rosemont Garden. We're told that break was the more serious of the two and flooded nearby homes with up to 6 feet of water. Kentucky American Water tells us the water main breaks happened around 10:20 last night. They believe vibrations from trains passing nearby may have caused the breaks. Now, crews tell us so far, hospitals, schools, and homes near the Nicholasville Road water main break have not reported any issues. But it is quite a different story over on Rosemont Garden, where people with flooded homes are looking for other places to stay this morning. We spoke with one family who tells us around midnight, their basement flooded with 5 to 6 feet of water. They told us they tried to pump the water out, but it was too late.
We came out to get another sub pump, and when I raised it to lift up the garage door, water come gushing out, and it was really, really high.
Now, one outbound lane of Nicholasville Road, the very right outbound lane, is closed to traffic between Penmoken and Wabash. Now, crews say that they expect that this road closure will be in effect throughout this entire day, because they say as they're trying to figure out what caused that water main break, it could be all day before they get that figured out. So, of course, we'll keep you updated with these road closure updates here and on our website, WKYT.com. Live in
Right there on Nicholasville Road. Thank you, Mark. And to emphasize again, that is just one lane of Nicholasville Road, and it is outbound. So this time of morning, that is, the better situation. But we'll keep you informed and see if it does clog things up. Any pinch on Nicholasville Road during the rush is difficult. A suspect shot by a clerk during a robbery has died. The Fayette County coroner says 20-year-old Davin Marshall died yesterday at UK Hospital. Winchester police say the owner of the 96 truck stop fired Meredith Marshall and Curtis Wilkinson when they tried to rob his store earlier this week. Wilkinson is in jail, charged with robbery. Police are also looking into whether or not the pair may be connected to the robbery of a taxi driver in Winchester earlier in the week. Now, police say the suspect description in that case was similar to the two men.
There will be some extra security around a Lexington school this morning after a possible attempted luring happened yesterday near Bryan Avenue and Arsimi Avenue. A Bryan Station High School student ran to a nearby business after she says a man in a white truck offered her a ride. Fayette County Schools sent a letter home detailing the incident to parents of Bryan Station High School, Crawford Middle School, and Arlington Elementary.
Also new this morning, police are looking for the masked man who stole out of a Lexington restaurant. It happened about 11 last night at the Sonic Drive-In on New Circle Road near Bryan Station Road. Police say a man walked up to the drive-through window and reached into the cash register drawer while no one was looking.
The Lexington firefighter accused in a hit-and-run crash will be back in court today. Lexington police say Jared McCargo crashed into a Guam National Guard soldier before slamming into the beer trap on Euclid Avenue. McCargo is facing several charges, including DUI and assault. The injured soldier is making progress in his recovery at UK Hospital. McCargo's preliminary hearing is this morning. He has been fired by the city. Well, it is another plea for help from investigators. Danville police say they have not received many tips about the shooting of a Domino's Pizza employee. 21-year-old Zoe Reed was shot during an attempted robbery at the store on South 4th Street nearly 2 weeks ago. Police say they're following up on a few tips they've received, and they really hope more people will come forward. The restaurant owner is offering a $2,500 reward in the case. Meanwhile, Lexington police investigating a shooting at a Lexington apartment complex. Police say at least one shot was fired during a likely drug deal gone bad on Jennifer Road off Eastland Parkway. No one was hurt in the shooting. Police are still looking for suspects.
It's now 6:37 here on WKYT this morning. An investigation is underway after a man was found dead in a septic tank. A man's body was found last night at a home in Louisville. The victim was a self-employed contractor. His name has not been released yet. Louisville police say they do not suspect signs of any foul play at this point.
Well, state police are searching Kentucky for a wanted man. The fugitive from Pennsylvania was spotted in Bowling Green yesterday. He checked into a hotel after a police chase and forced Warren County schools to go on lockdown. The man is wanted in a homicide. State police say he is not the man behind the murder of a Pennsylvania state trooper.
Lexington police say it's going to take some time to begin a new program where officers wear body cameras. Last week, we told you about how the department has received a $160,000 grant to start exploring use of the technology. A spokesperson for the department says they are looking at different cameras and the cost, and there is no timeline for when the cameras will be in the field with officers. All right, if you are a country music fan, get your clicking finger ready.
Yes.
Maybe the phone. I mean,
maybe,
you know.
Yeah, that. Oh,
not that, but that, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, tickets for Garth Brooks' Lexington shows go on sale today. WKYT's Sean Moody is live with some tips that could make the difference in getting in.
Good morning. Life's a dance,
yeah,
huh?
Hopefully so. Good morning. Good morning, both of you. You know, Papa loved Mama, and that's probably because she got him Garth Brooks tickets. So if you've got some friends in low places, tickets to the show just might cheer them up, and you won't even have to be calling Baton Rouge. You can do it right from your computer. But if you're planning to do that, you're going to need to be quick. They're only available through Ticketmaster, not through the box office. So if you want to get them, you can do it either over the internet or by phone. If you're planning to go to Ticketmaster.com, you'll want to go ahead and get an account ready. So to do that, go to Ticketmaster.com. You'll find the Garth Brooks tickets information right there. If you search Garth Brooks, go ahead and create an account. So you'll have to go ahead and give Ticketmaster your name, billing address, and credit card information. And then once you do that, you'll be ready to test your computer skills against the thousands of other fans who'll probably be doing the same thing around 10 o'clock this morning. Hopefully, if you're one of the people trying to get those tickets, you won't be left with any unanswered prayers. Now, Trisha Yearwood will join Garth Brooks on this tour, and Lexington is on a short list of cities across the country. That also includes Atlanta, Chicago, Jacksonville, and Minneapolis, who will be getting these shows. So if you're one of those people who will be going out at 10 o'clock this morning trying to get these, good luck to you. Live in the newsroom, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, working a lot of songs in there, and I'm much too young to feel this, yeah.
Bleep old.
Oh. And so is Officer Don. It's 6:40 on WKYT this morning, 20 before 7, as we check in with him for live drive traffic. Hey, Don, good morning.
Good morning. You know, Garth gave us an extra pair of tickets yesterday. He was on the radio with us to give away this morning at 7:35. So you can win them before you can buy them on your way in to work today. So
all right, listen in to you and Deanne there. Yeah.
Just be ready to pull over and call in. We'll do that about 7:35. But everybody excited about Garth. Let's get a look outside and we'll show you what to expect as you head out the door this morning. No wrecks in the way, but we do have that water main break at Nicholasville and Shady Lane. That's going to be our biggest issue. If they can get that straightened up before we get into the peak of rush hour, that would be great. We'll see what happens there. It's Nicholasville and Shady Lane. As far as the rest of the city goes, our Waze map showing that we're in decent shape right now on the interstate. Also, we're good to go on the exit ramps off I-75 and across that Clays Ferry Bridge coming in from Madison County. So we'll keep you up to date. Now back to you in the studio.
We know you will, and good luck to those listeners this morning who might have a chance of getting their hands on those tickets early. Time this morning, 6:41 on WKYT This Morning. It's your Friday, and more news is coming right up.
So here's the question, who are you going to call? Some cops are thinking about calling Ghostbusters after catching a strange, spooky sight on camera.
And we're looking outside this morning. Yesterday, we actually started off the World Chicken Festival for this morning and off toward the afternoon. That's when we kick off several more festivals. I'll go over that forecast for you into your weekend. Coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
We're looking outside at the moment, seeing 50s and 60s. That's a much different feel than what we have felt past a few mornings, that's for sure. I don't think anybody needs a coat today or a long sleeve shirt this morning as you're stepping out the door. You saw a beautiful shot across the state of Kentucky. Nice morning though, 54 degrees, maybe a little fog, but it's not a big issue. It's not really going to affect you all that much. Planning out your Friday, let's go through it because once again, it's an easy forecast. Right around 80 degrees, pretty much where we were yesterday is where we're going to be today. A lot of us actually hit 80 and 81 degrees. I think we'll do it again today. So all is well there. Your festival forecast, we have several going on. Burgoo Festival there in Lawrenceburg. You got the Pig Out up in Maysville. You go over toward the eastern zones and you're talking about the Sorghum Festival there in Morgan County. So many things happening. I still got several more to talk about as I go throughout the morning hours, but you can see Saturday looks good, 81 degrees, be slightly warm, and then we hit Sunday, some late rain. So most of us will stay dry all weekend long, but we can't rule out a couple of showers there on Sunday. But they're showers, not going to really affect you all that much. Here's a really cool shot right here, Kimberly Marlowe, and no, that's not a typo. You can see I got that one right, Kimberly, so you should be proud of me. A lot of people like to spell my name Micha, M-I-C-H-A. I'm like, that is Micha. That is not Micah.
What that cloud looks like.
That's what I was about to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Kentucky, state of Kentucky, you can see it. How cool is that? Saw that out in Bath County. That's a pretty cool shot right there. yeah, exactly.
So we annexed a little of Illinois there, but other than that, it's great.
Yeah, take that away. Marshall Tuttle, there you are, Mount Sterling. Check out that shot. How cool is that? A little cumulus field kind of set up, and that's a shot out of Mount Sterling. So, Kimberly, Marshall, we appreciate it very, very much. All right, let's go toward the weekend. Still looks good out there on Saturday. Sunday, we're looking at about a 40% chance of rain. Remember, that's late in the day. So Oktoberfest in Danville, you're good to go for much of the weekend, which is only on Saturday. But also, you got the Fort Herod Jazz Fest Saturday. That's in Harrodsburg. And Pineville, Kentucky. I'm not going to leave you guys out. Cole County Off-Road Festival. If you have not been down there and experienced, you have not lived life, okay? So check that out. Should be a good weekend there for the festival.
I just fill up the tank and go this weekend.
Take off, man.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, perfect.
6:47 is our time this morning.
Well, officers at a New Mexico police station say their security camera captured a strange, ghostly image.
A blurry white figure can be seen walking in a secured area. A police officer says he informed his supervisors immediately, but no one was found near the gate. A detective says unsolved murders in the area have his fellow officers talking. So,
that really does look like somebody walking. I could also see it as being some kind of, trick your eyes playing on with it.
Something that just caused the fog to be not there. Right. Okay, 6:47 our time on WKYT this Friday morning.
A lot more news. Stay with us.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. Our time is 6:50. It's 10 till 7 right now.
A couple of water main breaks causing quite a bit of problems this morning in Lexington.
Right now, the right outbound lane of Nicholasville Road is blocked between Penmoken and Wabash Drive. Crews are telling us that they have fixed the water main break in that area, but they're not sure how they fixed it. So that's an ongoing issue. They also say repairing the road could take the rest of the day. Well, also overnight, and what started first was this other water main break that flooded out several homes off Rosemont Garden at Elam Park, not far away from Nicholasville Road. A homeowner there tells us that she woke up and found several feet of water in her basement and garage. That water main break also has been repaired this morning as crews try to figure out exactly what to do next to be sure that they have these repaired correctly. 2 people are dead after a boating accident on the Ohio River. It happened last night near Cincinnati's public landing. Cincinnati police say a barge hit a small boat. So far, 2 bodies have been recovered. Rescue boats have been searching the water throughout the night, looking to see if there are more victims.
A suspect shot by a clerk during a robbery has died. The Fayette County coroner says 20-year-old Devon Marshall died yesterday at UK Hospital. Winchester police say the owner of the 96 truck stop fired at Marshall and Curtis Wilkinson when they tried to rob his store earlier this week. Wilkinson is in jail charged with robbery. Police say the pair also robbed a taxi driver this week.
U.S. officials say there is currently no credible threat against American and French subways, despite comments by Iraq's prime minister at the United Nations.
Meanwhile, the FBI says it thinks that it has identified a terrorist featured in Islamic State videos. Susan McGinnis has the latest from Washington.
New York City's mayor says the country's largest subway system is safe.
There is no immediate credible threat to our subway system. I say that with confidence. People should go about their business as they normally would.
On Thursday at the United Nations, Iraq's prime minister said captured Islamic militants warned Iraqi intelligence agents about an imminent terror plot against U.S. and French subways.
Information like that coming off the battlefield is very unreliable in most cases in terms of how it was gotten. Prisoners say anything to get out of any situation that they're in.
New York's mayor and governor both rode the subway on Thursday and reminded New Yorkers the city is always at a heightened level of awareness. The director of the FBI told reporters ISIS would attack America if it could. The U.S. and its international partners are using airstrikes in Syria to weaken the group. The air campaign started Monday night and has hit command posts and refineries the group uses to finance its operations.
I'm Barack Obama.
ISIS has claimed responsibility for beheading 2 American journalists and a British aid worker. Now, the FBI believes it has identified the masked man with the British accent who spoke in the videos. FBI Director James Comey says, however, he will not release the man's name or identity. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
Well, 5.5 million people ride New York City subway every day. French officials say they had not heard of any alleged plot against their subway system until the Iraqi prime minister mentioned it in that press conference. Well, it is the end of an era in the Bronx. New York Yankees captain Derek Jeter played his final game at Yankee Stadium last night. Jeter started his career in pinstripes 20 years ago. The 40-year-old shortstop ended his final home game on a high note by driving in the Yankees' game-winning run against Baltimore in the 9th inning. Jeter wraps up his career on the field with 3 games this weekend. Don't cry too much, Bill. I know you're getting emotional about that one. Well, tickets for Garth Brooks' Lexington concerts go on sale today. The country music superstar is releasing his first album in 13 years. You can see Garth live in concert at Rupp Arena in Lexington on October 31st and November 1st. Tickets go on sale this morning at 10 a.m. You can only buy them, keep in mind, online at Ticketmaster.com or by phone. It is Garth's first trip to Lexington in 16 years.
Well, maybe Jeter will come back like Garth is, you know.
Maybe.
You never know. But, you know, hats off certainly to Jeter in that great career. And then, of course, there you have Garth Brooks, that big ticket sale starting later this morning. Well, we have all the latest for you all day and, of course, all weekend long at WKYT.com, keeping you informed about these water main breaks right now affecting Nicholasville Road in South Lexington. And then this beautiful weather we've been enjoying, that continues a little while longer at least. Micah says it looks terrific today and tomorrow. Lots of sunshine and warm temperatures. Sun Monday also looks good. There is a chance of showers moving in by then. Check out our First Alert weather page for all the latest anytime. The suspect in a truck stop robbery in Winchester who was shot has died. Davin Marshall was one of 2 people accused in the holdup. He died from his injuries at UK Hospital. Some states are now passing so-called ban the box legislation that restricts what employers can ask on job applications. This morning, our web poll is asking whether employers should have the right to do background checks, and the result is overwhelming. Almost 90% say it is appropriate to conduct those background checks. One of our most viewed stories on WKYT.com, the touching story of the family asking for prayers for a 22-year-old college student who is battling brain cancer. He was stricken while playing with his band out in Texas, and his condition has progressively gotten worse. Kentucky.com, Lexington beginning the process of redrawing some public school district lines, always controversial, and also some more details about how Governor Beshear says engineers managed to save taxpayers about $40 million on the new Mountain Parkway project. CBS This Morning following us shortly with world and national news and our local updates. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and for the latest news anytime, WKYT.com.
Water main break on Nicholasville Road at Shady Lane as the far right lane shut down this morning. They're working on it. Let's get a look outside and we'll show you what to expect. The live look at that scene. Now back to you in the studio.
Yeah, we go toward the afternoon, 80 degrees, warm and sunny. Looks good for the weekend, but a small chance of rain there. It's late Sunday.
Let's enjoy, and nobody's more up to date than you. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.